Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, we are taking a look at a Real Steel knife today, the Real Steel Griffin Pro. Now, of course, the Griffin Pro came to us via the monthly Knife Club box last month, and truthfully, that's really why I like getting the monthly Knife Club boxes. Well, the surprise is always fun. They send us good quality knives, and I see knives that I probably wouldn't see otherwise. You know, there's just some knives that they just don't grab you aesthetically or whatever right off the bat, and you might pass it up for something else. And I'm really glad that I get the opportunity to see some of these. But so what does the Griffin Pro give us? Well, I will tell you that it's a Carson Huang design collaboration with Real Steel Knives. So there we go. But start out with some really nice micarta. This sort of denim micarta. It has a fantastic grip to it. Really digging that. Nested liners, open construction. Centering is on point. Now, you do have a single-sided clip, right-hand tip-up carry. It's kind of a little bit of an odd-looking clip, you know? I mean, just, okay, not what we usually see as far as clips. A little bit different design, but everything chamfered off very nicely. And the interesting thing is this actually has a lock. Now, we'll definitely talk about this lock a little bit later. It does have a button. It is a button lock. For deployment, you've got either reverse flick, which I can do on this one, which is nice. Thumb works well. And somebody's like, well, you just said you could reverse flick it. Yes, I can reverse flick it, absolutely. Or, you know, if you just want to use the button, use the button. You can definitely do that. I know not everybody is, especially me, is not always the best at the reverse flick, but the button is an option as well. You know, overall fit and finish is done very nicely. It really is. It's done very well. So, open it up, and what do you got? Very nice. Now you got the Real Steel logo there. There you've got the Carson right there. 14C 28N blade steel. It's got a nice stonewashed finish to it. Now you do sort of have this half and half choil up here. For me, I do kind of have to stay back because as you can see, you're kind of angled towards the blade. You don't really have that second side to kind of keep you up. So I do kind of stay back on it. Stay back on the micarta portion, the handle portion, and it seems to work out good. You've got some jimping up there on the blade right there. It does hold it out. It does hold my thumb pretty nicely. If I do the choke up, I might be a little past. It's probably catching maybe the last half to third of my thumb there. But overall, not a bad design. I kind of like the way the handle is shaped. It kind of holds, you can see right there, my index finger. There's a nice spot for my index finger to drop into. But it's been a little while, I think, since we've had a Real Steel on the channel. So, spec check. So, we're going to be just a hair over 8 inches. 8 1/8, we'll call it. That's pretty close. Handle, you're looking at about 4 5/8, which is going to give us pretty much right about 3 1/2 on the blade. And cutting edge, more of just shy of 3 1/4. And then your grip length for your hand size. So point to point here, you're looking at just over 3, but total, if your pinky lays out there, it's pretty much pushing 4 inches. As you can see, my grip, that point does kind of hit me, excuse me, it does kind of land in the middle of my pinky. It's not too bad, but just from my hand size, that's just where my pinky kind of lands. So, not bad. I feel it a little bit, nothing too major. But there you go, size comparison with the old bug out. And we'll pull up the PM2 as well. And that's pretty close. see, get it? There you go. Pretty close. The PM2 might have it by just a hair. Not much, just a bit. Get a weight on it. .3 or 93 grams. That's actually pretty good for the size. Then we'll take a quick look in there. You could even shed some more weight. I mean, it's not bad the way it is, but there's really no rate reduction going on those liners. No, not really at all. So it could even lose a little bit of weight. So could I. So I don't have room to talk. Anyway, what, pocket? There we go. Pocket. Yep, we're going to talk about that. Well, there we go. Trying to do it behind the camera. There we go. So it does go in pretty well. You can see that clip is kind of angled forward. Now it does push it up a bit. So one thing you're going to have to watch out for is potentially, you know, if you're in a confined, you know, close quarters or whatever. I was about to say confined space, which true, but close quarters, we'll go with that. Catching that on something and potentially bending your clip. It does stick up there. Now, the one thing I really want to talk about it is this lock. As you can see, I am not putting a whole lot of pressure on that lock. And if you heard me say, oh shoot, or oh darn, whatever it was just a little bit ago, that's because I bumped it and then it wouldn't close on me when I wanted to close it. That lock is it needs to be a little bit more intentional. There needs to be a little bit more intentional movement on that lock because, like I said, I mean, it is taking no pressure at all. So it does tend to kind of lock when I don't want it to lock. A lot of I just did it again. And just by that motion, I just barely brushed it and I locked it shut. Or locked it open, excuse me. It just doesn't, I mean, it works. The lock works, but it's so easily manipulated that I'm not huge on that. And that alone would probably turn me off of this knife. You know, it's built well. There's nothing wrong with it. It cuts well. It does that. But just that's so easy to bump and lock when I don't want it to. That, yeah. So, like I said, fit and finish, very good on this one. Absolutely. I have no issues with the fit and finish. I like the design. The design works, you know. Even comfort, you know, I told you about this portion of the clip. Even in my grip, for me, even bearing down, that doesn't really cause me a whole lot of problems. The one thing I did notice is I was close to catching it. I felt it and I stopped, thank goodness. Because I was like, I was moving and I forget what I was going up against, but whatever I was going up against had a little bit of give to it as well. Again, good thing, or I probably would have bent that clip. So, just some things to throw out there to think about if you're thinking about picking this one up. The fit and finish is good. The price is great. I found it for $48. Not bad at all. It's just I definitely have a couple of nitpicks. You know, the pocket clip, be careful. And that lock, though. That lock is what really pretty much, unfortunately, does it in for me. Because, yeah, it takes no movement whatsoever to actuate it. So, yeah, just for me, overall, not a bad knife. Yeah, the lock has got to go. I mean, I haven't had an issue with button lock knives needing a lock. I guess I never really had an issue with it. I don't know. It's just something I guess they tried. Carson Huang decided he wanted it on there, so they went with it. It's not done. not done as well as it probably needs to be. So, you know, overall, not a bad knife. For me, it's a no-go just because of that lock. So, hey, they can't all be winners. If they were, I'd have a lot more knives, and yeah, anyway. So, really, again, I'm very glad I got the opportunity to check this one out via the monthly Knife Club box. Love that aspect of getting that box. And yeah, so we'll still keep getting it. We'll see some knives. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, checking out the Real Steel Griffin Pro with me, designed by Carson Huang and made for you by Real Steel. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, we'll talk later, guys. Bye-bye.